So, starting today, this is a mindfulness practice. To start by just pressing the feet into the ground and becoming aware of how we're standing. Just slightly tense the knees and relax. Just press the hands into the hips and relax. Lift and roll the shoulders up and down. And then turn the head to the left as you breathe in and to the right as you breathe out. Again, left as you breathe in and right as you breathe out. Come back to the center. Breathing in, raise both arms, clasp and reverse the palms to the ceiling. Stretch up. And breathing out, lower the hands back down alongside you. Lift and roll the shoulders and clasp the hands behind the back. Aim the knuckles to the ground. And then release the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders. And breathing in, once more, circle the hands upwards, clasp the hands, reverse palms upwards, press the feet into the ground. And breathing out, just pulse a little bit to one side. Breathing into the center and breathing out as you pulse a little bit to the other side. Breathing in, come to the center. Breathing out, turn to one side and pulse a little bit there. Come to the center and breathing out, turn to the other side and just pulse a little bit there. Come to the center. Lower the arms back down alongside you and lift and roll the shoulders. Once more, turn the head to the left as you breathe in. And breathing out, turn the head to the right. Breathing in, head to the left. And breathing out, head to the right. And come to the center. Bring the hands together at the heart center. And then we're going to start this mindfulness practice by lying down along the mat, on our backs, legs out alongside us. Take your time. And once you've settled down on the ground, just gently circle both ankles in one direction. And then circle both ankles in the other direction. And relax the feet out to the side. Keeping the elbows on the ground, bend your hands so that they're up, face or relax towards the ceiling, and begin to circle the wrists in one direction. And then circle the wrists in the other direction. And then release the hands back down alongside you. Extend the right foot and breathing in, raise the right hand above you, relaxing and resting the right back of the hand on the ground. Breathing out, turn your head to the left, away from the right arm. And stay here for an in and an out breath. When you're ready, bring your head back to the center and breathing out, lower your right arm and relax your right foot out to the side. And then extend your left foot, raising your left arm up and behind you, relaxing if that's within reach, the back of the hand to the floor. If not, just bend your elbow to however works for you. And breathing out, turn your head to the right, away from the left arm. Stay here for an in and an out breath. And then bring the head back to the centre. And breathing out, lower the left arm back down alongside you. Extend both heels and raise both arms up and above you, stretching out, and then breathing out. Relax as you lower both arms back down alongside you and let your feet fall out to the side. Bend one knee and then bend the other knee so that both feet are on the ground, hip width apart. And just make a couple of pelvic tilt movements, flattening the back to the ground, the lower back, as if you were going to be raising your bottom, and then releasing so that there is a little gap under your back. And you can start, as you flatten your back and release, you can start to lift your chin slightly up towards the ceiling, and then releasing and relaxing as you curl in, just your chin lowers to your chest slightly. Breathing in, flatten your back as if you're lifting the chest, the bottom, and then breathing out, lower your chin towards your chest as you round that little gap under your lower back. And then bring your knees come to the centre and just start very gently to sway the knees from side to side. Your hip will lift off the ground as you sway one way and then the other way, massaging across the lower back. You can bring your head to join in, and you can move your head either towards the direction of the knees or away from the direction of the knees. Lifting your hips off the ground. Just exploring this movement, this somatic movement which loosens everything up. The more you let your knees drift to the side, and the more you lift the hip, the more that you might feel this movement. And then very gently slow the movement down. And come to the centre with your knees upright, your feet hip width apart. And then hug your left knee into your chest. This movement on the apana or lower foundational energy. And just gently circle the left knee as you're holding your left knee in one direction. Circling as little or as much as you would like. And then circle the left knee in the other direction. Hug the knee into the chest. And opening the left knee as you support the left knee with your left hand out to the left, resting your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Your hands coming either to palms down alongside you or resting on the abdomen. as you very gently sway both knees from side to side. And again, your hips can lift off the ground as you sway the knees from side to side. The figure of 4, very helpful for in this case, the left inner hip, the inner groin, opening out space for the lymphatic system. And then you can gently, completely cross your left leg over your right and let the legs drift right over to the right, lifting the left hip. Just stay here for an in and an out breath. Your head can look to the left or just look up to the ceiling. Bring your lower abdomen slightly in towards the spine as you lift both knees up to the center and just very gently drop both knees over to the other side. Staying here for an in and an out breath. Bring your knees back to the center as you engage your abdomen in and uncross your left leg from your right. Just sway both knees gently from side to side. And then leaving your left foot where it is, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Apanasana on the right side. And still holding your right knee, very gently start to circle the right knee in one direction. And then very gently start to circle the right knee in the other direction. And then hug the right knee into the chest. And very gently open the right knee to the right, resting the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Your hands can either be palms down or resting on your abdomen as you gently sway both knees from side to side. Lifting the hips as you go from one side to the other. And then let both these, as you cross your right knee over the left, let both knees now drift to the left, so your right hip will lift off the ground. Your head can stay looking upwards or turn to the right, and feel that you can close your eyes if this feels comfortable. Taking an in and an out breath here. And bringing your lower abdomen towards your spine slightly. Lift both knees up and then let both knees drift over to the right. Lifting your left hip. Tummy in, both knees back to the center. Uncross your right leg from your left. And stretch both legs out along the mat again. Just extend both heels and move the tops of the feet from side to side. So big toes go to the right, big toes to the left. Moving the ankles in a slightly different way. And then bring that to stillness. And leaving the left leg where it is, bend the right leg up in a half tree on the right side, so that the right sole of the foot is aiming towards the inner left thigh, somewhere along the left knee. And then breathing out, straighten out the right leg along the mat. And breathing in, raise and slide the left knee out to the left, so that the left sole of the foot comes towards the inner right thigh in a semi half tree, lying tree. And then straighten the left leg out again, bending the right leg in as you breathe in, breathing out, straighten the right leg, and breathing the left leg as it comes, breathing in as the left leg comes in, and straighten out. And once more on each side. And then bend one knee and hug that into the chest, and then the other knee. Hugging both knees into the chest. And just rock very gently from side to side. Rolling not only on the lower back, but also rolling on the back of the head. And then bring the knees as you hug them in. And then coming to roll to the side as we come to kneeling on hands and knees. Coming into classic cat-cow. Take your time to have your hands shoulder width apart and your knees are hip width apart. And just start by very gently circling your tailbone as if your tailbone were a pencil, initiating the movement. So you're almost curling in and then flattening your back. Just imagine your tailbone is circling. And then very gently circle the tailbone in the other direction. Come to the centre and breathing in, dipping the back, either looking up or along the mat. And breathing out, rounding the back, chin comes to chest. Breathing in, dipping the back, looking up, this cat-cow movement, breathing out, rounding the back, chin to chest. And you can initiate the movement as you round either from, in your imagination, the base of the tailbone or from the centre of the back. I think most people tend to imagine the initiation from the base of the tailbone as we keep on doing cat-cow. But it's interesting to imagine someone picking you up from the centre of the back. It gives a slightly different sense. And next time you round chin to chest, tuck your toes underneath, and then we're going to come to a very gentle downward dog. Bending the knees to lengthen the spine, and then begin to straighten the knees, straighten the legs, and just very gently bend the right knee and extend the left heel, left leg. And then swap over so that you bend the left knee and you extend the right leg. And now walk the dog by alternating bending one knee and then the other. You can sway your hips as you go. Just check that your inner elbows are almost facing inwards. The outside of your arms therefore will be facing, turning them out. Hope that makes sense. And then begin to walk your feet to your hands to your feet. As we come to a slightly forward bend, just really bend over. You can rest your elbows on your shins as you then come to start to roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And once you're up to standing, lift and roll the shoulders. Turn your head as you breathe into the left. Turn your head as you breathe out to the right. Into the left and out to the right. And then stepping the left foot forward. This is a version of Warrior One. If you feel that your balance is wobbling, then move your foot slightly out to the left and come on to raising your right heel, so unusually, and just hands on the waist as we almost bounce forwards and backwards. And then hands into cactus, forwards and backwards. And then hands up if that works for you as you come forwards and backwards. As you come backwards, your right heel is going to the ground and your left foot lifts up. As you come forwards, your right heel lifts off. So it's exploring the full motion of the foot, the full range of the foot balance. And then just come to a full Warrior One as you bend the left knee, either the hands upwards or cactus or resting on your waist. Looking forwards or upwards. Just looking forwards is more restful for the neck. And then just step your left foot back. So that series of rocking to and forward is very much part of the not losing balance as we get older concept. And then stepping forward with your right foot out to the right. Lift your back left heel, hands on the waist as you explore just coming forwards and back. So lifting the right foot and then left heel, you're just rocking to and from on your heels. And then you could have cactus arms. Feel that you can adjust your feet at any point. And then full Warrior One, rocking to and fro on your feet. And then come to settle in normal full Warrior One, softening your front right knee and hands wherever that works for you, either up or cactus or on your waist. Perhaps looking forward. And then dropping your hands and stepping your feet back. And come to a very familiar swaying from side to side. So that full movement to and fro from the heel to the tops of the feet is part of certainly somatic movement, but it explores full use of the feet to, in theory, stop us tripping over or minimise the risk of tripping over as the foot engages with the floor properly. And then just very gently come to slow your sway down. And then clasping your hands behind your head, slightly chin to chest to lengthen out the back of the neck. and do that same swaying movement. Just don't, if there's any tension in the neck, that will cause slight stress, just making sure that the back of the neck is extended sufficiently that it's being cradled by your hands as you gently sway from side to side. And then coming to the centre as you drop your hands, and then holding an imaginary ball, leading with the elbow as you sway from one side, turn your ball over to the other side. Again, here we are exploring our feet, but also balancing the movement on the pelvis as we just go from side to side, also balancing the fluids and the left and right brain hemispheres. And then coming to stand still and lowering the arms, lifting and rolling the shoulders, and standing out a little bit further into a half warrior. And again, this is a very fluid side to side, exploring the shift and the subtle weight from side to side. And then turn the left foot in, the right foot out. Soften the right knee and bring the left palm to the right palm. Left elbow high as you draw an imaginary bow. Breathing in, raise your right arm up to the ceiling, looking up at the right thumb. And then open the hands out. Left palm to right palm. Draw your imaginary bow. Right palm up, looking upwards to your right thumb and opening your hands out. And last time, left palm to right palm. Left elbow high as you draw your imaginary bow. Right arm up to the ceiling and open both arms. Lower the arms. Bring your right foot in so the feet are parallel. And then we're going to the other side where we turn the right foot in, the left foot and goes out. Arms up into your warrior two, dropping the weight centrally and bending your left knee. And then right palm to left. Draw your imaginary bow and left arm up to the ceiling as you look up to your left thumb. Breathing in, opening the arms out. Right arm to left palm. Draw your bow back. Breathing in, left arm up to the ceiling, left thumb. Open arms out. Right hand to left. Last time, drawing your bow back, stretching across the heart. Left arm up to the ceiling, looking at your left thumb. Open your hands, look into your classic warrior to beyond the third finger of your left hand, and then drop your hands, straighten your feet, bring your toes to center, and then slide your hands down the legs, coming to a forward fold. You can place your hands on the floor. You might like to widen your legs slightly, keeping your hands on the floor as you sway your weight from one side to the other, bending one knee and then the other knee. Come to the centre, move both hands over to the right. Your left hand will hold your right shin, and your right hand goes on your right waist as you look behind you and up, opening out the right shoulder. It's like the very modified Trikonasana triangle pose. Release back to the centre, both hands on the floor, And then walk your both hands over to the left. Your right hand will hold your left shin, and your left hand will go on your left waist as you open out, turning to look up behind you. Either look straight or look up behind you. And then come to the centre, hands on the floor. And then heel toe your feet in to hip width apart, to come up, rolling up to a standing position, lifting and rolling the shoulders. And here's something that you're both very good at, tree. So do hold support if you need to, but standing on your left foot, just place your right foot wherever it works for you, with or without support. You can keep your big toe on the ground. And just a balance, again, helpful for focus, concentration, brain hemisphere coordination. And for those of you who are super great at balancing, you can, still holding on if you need to, hold the back of your right leg, right heel comes up behind you, and you can come into a dancer's pose, which I'm not demonstrating very well, but left hand up, coming forward, and then just when you're ready, release. Some very lovely dancers there. Lift and roll your shoulders as you come to the other side, coming to tree. I think it's on the right foot. Balancing wherever it works for you. And then as and when, coming to dancer's pose, holding your left foot, left heel towards the bottom, right hand up, in Jnana Mudra if that works for you. I'm not doing very well here. And then just do your dances. Come out whenever you're ready. That stretches the thighs at the top. Come to lying on your front, on your tummy, on your abdomen. Be a little bit more yogic. And come to lie on your elbows into Sphinx pose, looking down at the mat. Just wobble your bottom from side to side. And tuck your both toes underneath, lifting both legs off the ground. And then release both legs back down onto the mat and wobble your bottom. And then elbows out to the side, resting your hands, your head either on fists or on the backs of your hands. You can rest your head to one side or the other, or straight down. And then bend your soles of your feet up to the ceiling. You can widen your knees if you need to. And just gently rock from side to side. If you want to take this a stage further to bow, you can release your hands and just hold your ankles lifting up, but that is optional. And coming back and just waving your knees, your legs from side to side. If you've got your head to one side, you can turn it to the opposite side. And then release your feet back to the ground. If you've widened your knees, bring them back together. And very gently, hands either side of you. We're going to come to child's pose. Knees wide apart. You can use support with your fists and hands if you want to not come down quite so much. But choose a child's pose of your choice, or hands out, whatever works for you. Taking a couple of breaths here. The breath is naturally focused into the lower back, into the back, and the lower back is naturally released space between the vertebrae. It's quite soothing very often. And then slightly tummy in as you walk your hands up. And we're going to come to a seated Baddha Konasana, which is that cobbler's pose. Soles of the feet together, holding just above by your ankles, so your thumbs can massage your ankles. The higher your hands go, the more you'll sit up straight, and the lower you go, the more with your hands you come forward. You can use your thumbs to massage the insoles of your feet. You can bounce your knees. And then just sit up slightly to open your legs into a wider V. Lift the flesh out from under your bottoms, and bottom. And then just hands either side of you to sit up. And then just slide your hands down both legs. If your hands will make that, then just hold your big toes, your thumb on top. And just come into a very gentle forward bend. Have a sense of lower abdomen in and lengthening along the spine. And stay here for a few breaths. You can again do the shimmying by slightly moving your shoulder towards one foot and then the other, just to slightly even yourself out, and then come back to static. And then very gently slide the hands up the legs. Come to bend your knees, supporting with your hands underneath. And then come to lying on the mat, knees into the chest, hugging the knees into the chest. Hug both knees into the chest, and still holding the knees, let both knees drift away from you to arm's length. Hugging as you breathe out, both knees into the chest and both knees away. And just a couple of times hugging the knees into the chest. Let the knees drift away. And again, hugging the knees into the chest. Knees drift away. Knees into the chest. And knees drift away. And then just come to drop your feet to the ground. Feet are hip width apart. Knees come together in constructive rest. So perhaps your feet go slightly wider than hip width apart. And resting your hands this time on your abdomen. You can interlace your fingers. Your thumbs are free. And just lightly connect to your breath, noticing as you breathe in, the abdomen rises. And as you breathe out, the abdomen moves very gently away from you. And then bring your attention to the nostrils, the quality of the air, the flow of the air, the feel of the air as you're breathing in at the nostrils and as you breathe out. And then just once more, slightly roll your head to one side and then the other side. Coming back to the centre. Take a moment while you're here to have a thought for the day. And you can have that thought a couple of times just to set the intention for the day. And then bring the thumbs together, raise your elbows and just put the backs of the thumbs connecting to the third eye on the forehead, the centre of the forehead. And then just release the hands back down, along either side you or resting back onto the abdomen. And now roll gently to one side to come up into a seated position, cross-legged. If that's not good for you, then feet out in front. And come to crossing the fingers again. Just slightly bow the chin towards the heart. And as you breathe in, just open your fingers out to the side. Breathing out, bring your hands back to your heart, chin slightly to the chest. Breathing in, opening your fingers out to the side. Breathing out, come back, chin to the chest. And final time, just open your fingers out to the side. Coming back, chin to the chest, taking a bow for yourself. Thank you for joining me and have a lovely day.